Hey everybody, this is step 4 about the Family Resource Guide. I'm just trying to make this simple video. I don't wanted to get it up here so you could have something to work with before it was due. So I apologize, it doesn't have any fancy editing. The best thing you can do right now is to watch this video maybe on your phone or iPad and then have the assignment up in front of you. So go take this and go turn on your computer and get in your course and turn to step 4. So step 4 is the Family Resource Guide. The first thing that you did in step 1 was that you created a survey, and we went back and forth on some of the questions because while you had some terrific questions, the questions didn't lend themselves to you coming back and providing information to families. They lended themselves to you gathering information about the families as a teacher, but not information that could turn around and you provide a resource for them regarding that question that you asked them. So the questions basically came down to, would you like information about XYZ? I gave you several categories. I think there were 10 categories in which you had to ask questions. And then after you administered the surveys, you collected the data and looked to see what the families were interested in. So now that you have that data and you are ready to begin your Family Resource Guide. So you still have those 10 categories, and you still have a certain amount of resources you have to provide within those categories that's required by this assignment. But beyond that, your spin on that you get to do is you get to choose information that your families are interested in. So what does that look like? A resource guide can be a booklet that you put together. It can be a website that you create, like a Weebly website. It can be a bulletin board if you have a place to display information. It's just a place that guides families with resources. Most of my students in my seated class are putting it in a booklet form. Whatever is easier for you is fine with me. So if you do put it in a booklet form, or if you put it in a bulletin board form, each resource needs to have its own page. So what I don't want to see is a picture of a resource on one page and the description of it on another page. This becomes really confusing to families, and so make sure that each resource has its very own page, even if it only takes up just a small space. Each resource has its very own page. So when you look at the assignment is for you to create a family resource guide. And in each of the categories, I have a parentheses next to it with a number. And that tells you how many resources you are required to provide. You may provide more than the required, but you have to provide the minimum. So for example, the first resource is childcare. You asked questions about childcare, and so when you did that, you found out what information the parents are interested in. So let's just pretend that parents were interested in drop-in childcare. That would be one of the resources that you would provide. So then you would start researching and looking to see what in the area that your families are in, I'm assuming the families are in the same area that you are in, what area drop-in childcare can you find? So if it's here in Craven County, it might be Playdate. And so you would create a page, and on that page it would have the title Drop-in Childcare, then it would have the title Playdate, then it would have a picture of what Playdate looks like on the inside or outside, then it might have a map to show you how to get there, it would have the address, it would have the phone number, it would have the website, it would have email of someone to contact, and then I would have a short blurb about what to expect there. So it might say something like, Playdate is drop-in childcare, they're open from such and such hours, their rates are, the people that work there are qualified with first aid and CPR, children are provided with arts and crafts and learning centers to play in while their families are away. Something like that. Think about if you were a family and you were looking for drop-in childcare, what are the things that you would want to know? You certainly would want to know that there's something about their safety. Then, of course, you want to know how much it costs. You want to know who's in charge. You want to know how to get a hold of them, where it's located, all of those things. So you have to have 3 childcare resources in your family guide. So that's 3 different pages. The next category is health, safety, nutrition, and in the parentheses it says 1 of each. 1 health, 1 safety, nutrition, and 1 nutrition. So a health link might be if the parents were interested in information on how to avoid the flu. Safety might be if parents were interested in bike safety or car seat safety. And then the third one is nutrition. So it might be a link that you provide information about what to do with picky eaters or something like that. It might be an article. So make sure when I say you provide a link that I see everything. I'm not going to go click on that link in your family resource guide because it's paper. I want you to put all of that information. I want to have the link so people can go to their website, but I want you to describe what it is. It has to have a title. It has to have information, like if it's an article, then you might say something like, here's an article about ideas to help families with picky eaters. You can't just stick it in there. You need to say what it is. Make your recommendation of it. That shows me that you've read through it, you understand it, and I don't want you just to put a link there that you haven't even looked at. So make sure that you are taking the time to look through stuff to find excellent resources for the families that are asking about information about that topic. The next is language development and literacy. So you need to have 1 link about language development, and then you need to have 5 book annotations. A book annotation is going to have a picture of the book, it's going to have the title and the author, and then it's going to have some kind of summary of the book. It's okay if you want to use the summary that someone else has written, but you need to cite it, because if you don't cite it, then that's plagiarizing. That's representing someone else's work as your own, and if it's not your work, then you can't represent that as your own. It's simple to cite it. Just tell in parentheses where you got it from. It might be a website, maybe it's Amazon. Just tell where it came from. Then the next, and by the way, on the book annotations, they can be children's books, they can be books about child rearing for families. It doesn't matter, it can be any combination. Then the next one is about child development, and so you need to have 1 about social development, 1 about physical development, and 1 about cognitive development. Then the next one is about family activities, and you should have 5 activities for families, and if it's field trips or any place where they can go that you need to provide a map, a description of what they do, their hours of operation, their website, their phone number, their address, any fees, anything like that parents would want to know. What would you want to know? And if it is a family activity, make sure it's something different than just the same old things. Like, I don't want to see hide and seek or play hopscotch or something like that. Those are all things that families already know how to do. I want to see something unique. I saw an example recently of a game where people could take a pool noodle and then they attach a piece of cardboard to it with duct tape, and it looks like a big fly swatter, and children can chase their parents trying to get them with the fly swatter. So it's just something different that families can do together and laugh and have fun together and move and create family time. Look for different ideas. So you have to have 5 of those. And again, it can be activities, it can be arts and crafts, it could be field trips, it could be cooking, anything, but something different, not just big cookies, something different. And then you have to have a child guidance activity, or not activity, but maybe an article on providing child guidance strategies for positive behavior. And then the last one is the local agencies, and so you have to provide 3 local agencies of whatever your family is interested in. So make sure you provide all of the information that you would want to know about that information, about the website, if there's a fee, what kind of services they offer, where they located, maybe a map, those sort of things. So whatever your families are interested in. Remember, if you're doing a booklet, 1 page per item. If you scroll down in the assignment, you will see and where I said Family Resource Guide categories and required entries, and there's a table there that not only does it spelled out in the directions, but it's spelled out very clearly there how many required entries for each category. So you can use that as a check-off list at the end, just to make sure that you have everything that you need before you submit it. And so if you're going to take pictures of anything, you need to send it to your email first and open them up and make sure that you can see them and see them clearly, that they're not shadowy or too light. I would prefer that you scan it and put it in one document and send it that way. But if you don't have access to a scanner and can't come over to the college and get it scanned, then you can send pictures, but they have to be legible, otherwise you'll have to do it again. So there you go. Hopefully everything goes well with that. I hope this video helps you. And if you have any questions, please go back and read the directions first and do the check-off list, and if rewatch the video. And if you have questions after that, then you need to contact me before you submit it. And that means probably contacting me on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday when I'm in my office. Don't wait till the last minute, because if you wait till the last minute, you probably won't be able to reach me to get information. Okay, good luck. I look forward to seeing what you have. Bye.